Today, I bring to you a story time. This video is how I got into tarot and how it changed my life. A lot of you guys ask me what got me started on tarot. If you've been following me for the last 2 years, you know that I've become highly obsessed with reading tarot cards, collecting tarot cards. Eventually I'll make my own tarot cards. And so many people ask me, now that it's incorporated into pretty much my everyday, it's become a business, how did you get into tarot? This is the story. I've always been interested in the idea of cards that can, seemingly tell the future. Cards that have no meaning whatsoever other than the meaning we put into them, but for some reason can predict or even tell you what you're feeling in that moment, or in the past, in the present, in the future, whatever it is. The tarot cards have always intrigued me from the time that I've gotten into spirituality, which was when I was in high school, with my ex-girlfriend's mother introduced me to all this stuff, and she gave me my first tarot reading and looked at me and called me out on a bunch of my own shit, and I was like, holy shit, these things actually make sense. Why is that? I bought my first tarot deck years ago. I don't know, when I was like in my early teens, and the deck collected dust. The deck just sat on my desk and just collected dust. I didn't know what to do with the cards. I didn't know how to learn or what I needed to do. I bought books that gave the meanings of the cards, and for some reason just it didn't click in that moment. But it was always something that happened in the background, It was always like, there are the tarot cards. Eventually, someday I'll pick them up and learn them. Just not right now. The time wasn't right. So I went about my life. And years passed. I had this tarot deck that I barely used, but couldn't get rid of. And I don't know if it was, now looking back, I think it was just I didn't connect with the deck the way that I wanted to, or the way that you're really supposed to connect with the artwork. And it's a full immersive practice, really. You connect with the artwork and the colors and the imagery and also the meanings. So the deck that you pick really does matter. Side note. So years went by and I just went about my life. I've always been a spiritual person, but again, that's always played in the background of things. And about 2 years ago, I experienced a pretty hefty heartbreak, and I was in a place where I had a lot of time on my hands, to be quite frank. I had just gotten out of some sort of situation that was taking up a lot of my time, and I was sad about that, and I needed something to get my brain off of things. And in that moment, something just clicked, and it was like, now is the time. Now's the time for you to pick these cards up and learn something and teach yourself. So I went on YouTube like anybody else would do nowadays, and I YouTubed, learn the tarot cards in 30 minutes. And I watched a video that taught me how to read tarot cards just by the imagery alone, and do a reading just basically by reading a picture book, like looking at the cards as a picture book. And that clicked for me, because reading the mundane meanings of cards and understanding the key words is one aspect of tarot, but trusting your intuition and really digging deep into the archetypes of what each card means is where the true meaning comes from. Anybody, whether you know tarot or you don't know tarot, you've never experienced or even a reading before, could look at this card and pretty much decipher what this card means without knowing what the actual meaning of the card is because of the imagery. And I think tarot has been such a life-changing thing for me because it's these 78 cards that mean 78 different things, but when you put them together in certain sequences, doesn't matter what sequences they're in, they can tell a unique story. But they still have that relatability, so that this card, Three of Swords, which means heartbreak and upset and sadness and disappointment and feeling hurt, whether you're me, whether you're watching this, whether you're Justin Timberlake, whether you're famous, homeless on the street, whoever you are, if you're human, you've experienced this at some point in your life. And I think that's why tarot is so beautiful, and that's what really got me into reading these cards, because no matter who I read for or what walk of life the person has taken, we can all relate to these archetypes. So I'll get into that in another video, because this video is not about tarot itself, it's about how I got into tarot. I learned tarot, I'm self-taught. I learned tarot on the internet. I learned tarot the same way any nerd would learn coding via YouTube and reading books. It just became a subject a topic that was all immersive. I just literally consumed myself in every aspect of tarot and learned it. And then I started going on my TikToks. I started going live on TikTok and just fucking around with people, really. At first it was a joke. I didn't think that I could read the cards. I was just like, all right guys, you wanna know your future? Call me now for your free reading, like Miss Cleo from back in the day. I would just fuck around with my followers on TikTok and give free readings and see if maybe the pieces came together. So I would pull a card for a person, and the Eight of Swords, let's say, this card would come up and I'd be like, do you feel trapped in your head? Or whatever the meaning was for me at that point, for whatever card came out. And I think that's the other beautiful thing about what attracted me to tarot, is the meanings of the cards have changed as I change, as readings change, as you do more readings, you see how the cards really show up in people's lives, in your own life, and then you come up with your own interpretations. So you start out knowing this card one way, and then based on your own experience or based on your own evolution or the way you see the card, based on your own learning, the meaning evolves and you can give better readings. So I love that aspect of continually improving on the readings that you're doing and continually learning and like literally being a student of life, because as your experiences change, the cards change, the meanings change, and you could go look through 4 different tarot books, which I have done, and look at the interpretation for this card, and you could get 4 different interpretations just because the authors see things differently. And I think that's the beauty of tarot as well. That's what really stuck with me when I was learning tarot and when I was really immersing myself in it. It was the way that, yes, there's that relatability and that connectivity. If you know, everybody's gotten caught in their head. Everybody has gotten their wish fulfilled at some point in their lives. Everybody's felt satisfied. Everybody has been on the brink of the precipice of some sort of change in their life and was maybe nervous about taking a risk, or maybe really excited about taking the risk and was ready to take a risk. No matter who you are, you've experienced these things because you're human. So yes, there's that relatability when it comes to the meanings of the cards, but there's also the individual interpretation, how you see things, your perspective on things. So no two tarot readers are the same. No two tarot readers are exactly the same. Yes, there are basic keywords and meanings of the cards that are shared throughout, but depending on who you speak to, depending on the person that's reading the cards, the interpretation is different. And certain cards show up in certain areas of readings for different readers for different reasons. And I love that about the cards. I genuinely love how unique the cards are. But also how accurate they are as well. And some may say they're accurate because they just are archetypes of the human experience, and we're all human, so we can all relate and we can all make things fit. And if that's the case, I love that. And some think that they have some mystical fucking powers that tell the future. And I've seen that happen as well. And I love that too. But whatever it is, what drew me to the cards was genuinely how they connect the dots for people and relationships. And the way that tarot has changed my life is it's connected me with so many new opportunities and people. It's a skill that I've learned that I can now use to create an income for myself, which was amazing. That was not what I was trying to do when I first learned the cards. I was just trying to get my mind off of a heartbreak. They've given me a new perspective on psychology, on spirituality, on how the two are melded together, regardless of beliefs or anything like that. How you can really morph spirituality and psychology and create change within yourself and other people. And how certain readings can give insights to people to actually help them heal and help them learn and grow as people. I think tarot has changed not only my perspective, but my intuition. It's taught me how to really hone in on my own intuition and trust my gut and trust what I'm saying and feeling and thinking. And without tarot, honestly, I don't know what I would be doing right now. I wouldn't be making this video, that's for sure. But without tarot, I probably wouldn't have learned so much about myself. I probably wouldn't have grown as much as I did within the last 2 years. And there's so much more I can say about tarot. If you know me in real life, even if you know me just through these videos, you know that the minute I start talking about tarot, that's the minute my eyes light up and I start getting a pep back in my step and I start speaking with excitement. It's just something I'm passionate about. It's something that I love doing. And tarot really, I wouldn't say it saved my life, but it changed my life for the better. And for that, I'm grateful. So that's the quick story of how tarot changed my life, why I love it. If you're interested in more tarot videos, or if you want me to go into more of the archetypal concepts of the tarot, or you just want more tarot content, let me know. I'm always down to make more tarot content. It's one of my favorite subjects to talk about. So let me know. I love you guys very much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.